Hello students. Firstly, we would like to thank you all for watching our videos. We are hoping you have learned a lot on how to prepare yourself for moving to Australia for further education. As you know, Yo-Yo and Momo have now reached Australia and looking forward to commencing their studies. Although we would like to provide more information on how Yo-Yo and Momo are doing in Australia, we have decided to release this video on genuine temporary entrant called GTE Risk Analysis as requested by our viewers. In this video we are going to answer 3 questions. First, what is GTE requirement? Second, why GTE assessment is required? And third, how to calculate the GTE risk level for a single offshore student. First, let's look at what is GTE requirement. GTE requirement is an integrity measure to ensure that the student visa program is used as intended and not as a way for international students to maintain ongoing residency in Australia. Now let's look at why GTE assessment is required. GTE assessment is needed by the Australian universities as well as the Department of Home Affairs to ensure that students entering Australia are genuinely coming for study purposes. As we have shown in our previous video, Statement of Purpose is one of the most important documents for the Department of Home Affairs while assessing your application against GTE criteria. We have published videos on how to write an effective statement of purpose and we encourage all our students to watch them. Links are in the description below. Now let's look at how to calculate your GTE risk level so that you can understand how strong your application can be for a student visa. Although there are many factors such as country of origin, previous immigration history, career gap, AQF progression, etc. taken into consideration while assessing GTE, we have prepared 10 statements that incorporates 10 most important factors. To know more about the factors, please refer to Ministerial Direction 69. Link is in the description below. There are 2 steps in our calculation process. The first one is that the following 4 statements must be true for you before you start calculating your points in step 2. First, your documents are genuine. Second, the information you have supplied in your visa application is true and consistent. Third, you do not have any previous visa rejection or cancellation for Australia or any other country. And fourth, you have been accepted by an Australian university. If any of the statements shown earlier is false, please contact us for more information. In the second step, you will need to read all the 10 GTE statements thoroughly first and then calculate your score based on what is true for you. First, let's look at the 10 statements. 1. You have a good academic history, that is, you have always achieved 65% or above in your studies. 2. You have a good English proficiency, that is, you have achieved a score of 6.5 or above in IELTS or equivalent PTE or TOEFL score. 3. You have applied to study a course that is mostly relevant to your previous study or work. 4. For undergraduate students, you have less than 7 months of a gap in your career. Gap means no study or no work. For postgraduate students, you have less than 1 year of career gap. 5. You are progressing in your career in line with the AQF level. It means you are applying for a bachelor degree after your high school or diploma. Or you are applying for a master after a bachelor degree. 6. You have completed your studies within the required duration. 7. You are financially sound to support your education in Australia. 8. You have a good understanding as to why you have chosen Australia as your study destination compared to other countries including your home country. 9. You have done thorough research about Australia, Australian education system, the city, the university and the course you have chosen, your career outcome, the skills you will acquire, the cost of living, visa conditions, students' rights and obligations, any other information you think is relevant and important. 10. you have prepared an effective statement of purpose. Once you have understood all the statements, please assign 1 point for each statement if the statement is true for you. You will need to assign 0 point if the statement is false for you. In the end, you will need to add up your points and get the total score. If your total score is either a 9 or 10 out of 10, your GTE risk level is low. If your score is a 7 or 8, your GTE risk level is medium, and if your score is 6 or below, your GTE risk level is high. For example, Yo-Yo's score was 10 out of 10 as all the statements were true for him, whereas Momo scored 9 out of 10. That's it for now, friends. Hope you were able to calculate your GTE risk level through our video. Please note this calculation is for reference only, as there are other risk factors taken into consideration depending on your situation. Please feel free to contact us by commenting below, should you have any questions. We encourage you to watch and share this information to as many students as possible. And yes, don't forget to subscribe to our channel.